back to ePapery. This is Michael. Today I'm working on a journal that I decided to make out of an old Kleenex box. So that's kind of what I'm going to attempt to do. I've started making a little bit of a prototype, but decided that I should come on and talk to you guys about it. Have any of you ever made a journal out of a Kleenex box? Well, if you have, let me know how you did it. This is how I'm going to do it. So here's just a regular old Kleenex box. I go through these like crazy. And I'm just going to take a letter opener that I have. Oh, it's hard to see here. And open this up. Got it to where I can put it flat. Now I'm going to find the other seam where it connects, which is right here. And I'm just going to slide. Whoop, probably should have tried using my heat gun. There. Okay, so I have the whole thing opened up. Now, I'm going to use this part here to create a window. So I'm going to take off this plastic that they have there. Okay, and throw that away. So this is going to be the front cover. This will be the middle, and then this will be the end. So what I'm going to do is take and cut this down. So I'm going to cut this little piece off here. This is probably going to end up being more than one video, just because it'll be way too long if I don't do that. Okay, and then we're going to cut these little flaps off. Now with my prototype, I did not do this, but if you wanted to put a piece of paper on here, you could fold it back over, and then you'd have the pocket. You'd have a pocket to slip a tag in. I might do that. I don't know. With this one, I didn't do that on the other one. Okay, that's not very straight. I'm going to take my. Actually, I think I'm going to try my littler one if I can get a hold of it. So it looks a little straighter anyway. So there is the journal cover. Now, what I'm going to do, because I didn't want to have a spine quite that large. So what I am going to do, and I'll show you here what I did on this one. Like I said, on this one, I didn't keep the full side. I just reinforced this part. But what I did here, and this is kind of hard to see because I was experimenting with what I what I wanted to do. But I made a couple of folds in the middle here. And what I'm going to do with those is I'm going to take and put envelopes on both sides of that flap. So from this will be then the spine. I will put signatures, 2 signatures, one on each side of those slats. Now in order to do this, all I did was just score it. So I just took my scoreboard and scored down the center. Now when I measured this, it's about 4.5, maybe a tish over 4.5. So what I basically did was took and made a mark with a pencil. Half of 4.5 is 2 1/4. So I made a pencil mark there. And another one up here, which, okay, so 2 1/4. And that is the center of that. I took that and I scored down that that center. Just trying to make sure I got it somewhat straight here. Except, what did I do with my bone folder? I got one in here. Okay, so I'm just going to take here and fold it down, or crease it down on that, close to that center portion. And then what I did is I just took then and went on each side of that. So here we have our, that's our 2 1/4 area. So if you wanted to use this entire part here, okay, fold that part back. Okay, there's 4 1/2. There's my 2 1/4. So then what I did is I went ahead and scored again on each side of the middle. Just mark it here. Okay, so 1 1/4 is right here. Okay, so 1 1/4, 1 3/4. So we got 1, 2, 3, 1 3/4 right there. And then we would have the center, which is 2 1/4. And then we're going to do the next one at 2 3/4. So we got 1/4, 2/4, 3/4 there. And then the last one's going to be at 3 1/4, 3 1/4. Okay, so I'm going to score on all of those lines. And that is what is going to make the folds in the center of it. We basically have like 5 lines here scored. And so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold on those lines and try and burnish them down. Okay, so that's the center line. And what we're basically going to do is make the other ones into mountains, which is going to make the tabs. Okay, so we got that one. This one we want to go this way. Okay, here's my cover fabric. I'll move that out of the way. Okay. There's that one. So as you can see, this is then going to make a tab in the center. I just didn't want my spine to be as big as it was, so that's why I decided to do this. So this one's going to come down like this. And kind of try and make sure it's even as it can be. Okay. And then this one. Oops, sorry. I said I changed my camera view and now I'm not used to it being where it's at. Okay. All right. So then we are looking at the 2 tabs. So you got this tab here and this tab here. So you have these 2 tabs in the center. And then here is the cover and the back. So it kind of looks like that right now. But the next thing is going to be decorating this however you think you may want to do it. I'm going to use fabric on mine. First of all, I'm going to add a little glue to this thing that I goofed up here. I'm not exactly sure yet at this point what I'm going to put in this little window, but obviously I need to do that before I'm able to cover the inside. So I'm using this yellow and blue fabric for the cover, and then just a plain cream on the inside, because I'm going to keep this in my bedroom, and my bedroom is yellow and blue. So, and I had enough of that fabric. So what I'm going to do is cover this part then with some paper. So I'm just going to use glue stick at this point to put this paper on. So now I have a piece of paper in there so that when you put this pocket down, you will be able to see in there. Okay, so that's going to go like that. Make sure I got this fabric where I want it to be, that I got enough room all the way around here, which I do. I have plenty. Make sure that it's somewhat straight all the way around. Okay, now I'm going to take and just do the entire thing all the way around instead of just marking the corners. I think that's probably a safer bet. Okay, so now I have it all marked, and I snipped a little hole there, and I'm going to take and cut from here all the way up to the corner. I'm stopping just a little short of the corner. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Okay, and the same thing over here. Okay, now I had written on here, I hope that can erase off. There, that did pretty good. So now what I can do is get some extra room here. This part I don't need to put fabric on. So what I need to do now is to put this on, glue this down. I'm going to use the glue stick. And I'm going to start with, I think I'm going to start with this by the window because I want it to match right. Okay, so there's that part. Now I'm going to take and see if I can't put this in the corner where it's supposed to be here and get it straight, which it isn't at the moment. Okay, there and there somewhat. Okay, and again, I always lose things on my desk. I just haven't any idea how or why that happens, but it does. So I'm just going to take this and kind of smooth it down in hopes that it will do good there. Now, because we have our folds in there, I need to make sure that I really have it in the right, and that it's all into those folds. Now we're going to have to let this dry in order to be able to do those tabs, those folds, the way I want to do them. I'm going to turn this way and attempt to just go down these to make sure that the fabric is sticking to those areas. There. Okay, what I'm going to do is try and take this. Okay, I guess I need to clip that a little further than I thought. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Cut this off a little bit here. Okay. And try and, oop, gotta take the cover off the glue, Michael. Okay. So I'm going to put that there, like that. And the same with this one down here. Okay. Okay. And I'm going to cut this off. So, what projects have you guys been working on? Okay. Now, I'm hoping that this will work okay. Okay, so we're going to put some more glue here. And then pull this pretty tightly so that we... Now, if I didn't get it totally nice on the outside, which actually it doesn't look too bad, but I think I'm going to end up putting some trim on it. Yeah, this needs to go a little bit more like that. Okay. There's one thing about doing journals is, you know, things don't always go perfectly, but there's usually a way of fixing something. You can cover it up with, oops, sorry about that, cover it up with something. Okay, so now what I need to do now before I can close this up is to find a piece of acetate folder here and put it on there. So, okay, let's see if I can somehow or another mark it where I want it. And it doesn't have to be straight because it's going to be covered up anyway. But, okay, which it didn't cut very good. I wonder if this piece will fit on there. Yeah, it will. Then I am going to take this and glue it on there. Now, I think what I am going to do is, like I said, sew around this. So it actually is sticking right now from the from the glue I had around it for the putting down the fabric. So I think I'm just going to leave that. But now, before I do anything else, I'm going to have to do my sewing around that. So I'm going to stop the video. Okay, so now I'm back from my sewing. I sewed all the way around the window. I did kind of like a messy stitch. I think I might put some trim lace around that anyway in the end. But now what I'm going to do is fold this over to make the pocket. I can put that, I can glue this pocket. Now we're going to take and glue this along here. Here. And along the bottom. Okay. And hold it back over here like this. And get it down. So then this is going to go down like this. Okay. All right, so now we're going to try and cut our corners just a little bit here. Putting this down first. So that is the front. Now, I think what I'm going to try and do here, hopefully this is dry enough now that I can fold this without too much trouble. Inside, and I'm not sure, and this is more than big enough, so I need to cut it down. Now, normally if you were gonna do fabric pockets on this, you would do it now before you actually glued this down. But I don't know that I'm going to put fabric pockets in it. Well, I hope everyone is well. Summer is definitely here. The air conditioning has come on. I'm going to attempt to put some glue on here so that I can sew it. Now again, because I have those things in there, I want to see if I can make sure that I'm getting them glued into. Yeah, let me know what kind of projects you're doing. I don't know. Summertime is kind of hard, isn't it, to be making a bunch of projects because there's so many other things going on right now. I know graduation parties and summer parties, and then there's the 4th of July. There's all these things going on, so sometimes it's hard to get to our crafting, isn't it? Okay. I am going to wait for this to dry, I think, before I attempt to fold it again. I have to remember when I'm sewing not to sew this corner down. I should have done that before. I'm going to have to remember to start from this full line here and go around. So, looks like I have a little fabric over here that's not quite cut off right either. There. Oh, guess what I did, people? Huh. I put the pocket on the wrong end. So now what am I going to do? I am going to leave it for the time being, and then we will come back again and I'll show you how I fixed it, and we'll, you know, try and put the envelopes in and the signatures and go from there. Well, we will let you go today then, and we will see you again soon. Have a lovely day.